Good morning. Someone did just get a red card. If you missed it a couple seconds ago on our trivia game, I added a new little element where you can see the little progress bar so you know how much time you have. And it's our faces. I'm going to switch them up at some point. And then I had one where our faces were going together. But before they met, a little police officer came in and said, no. None of that here. Not on this stream.
Okay. Are we going to have a separate stream? That's the OnlyFans.
No, we're not doing any of that stuff. Welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And I hope you enjoyed the trivia game, the new layout, because I've been working on it. Yesterday, I was probably up here for like 4 straight hours, just tinkering with things, making sure that, I don't know, I just felt like we needed a new look.
Ashley. I call you Ashley.
Your sister?
Yeah. Anthony starts his day when my day is ending, so it's really annoying.
Why is that annoying?
Because...
Why'd you sound like... Because
it's really annoying.
Why? Tell me.
Because if we could just be on the same... Like, because I'll ask you questions, but you're taking you're watching some show at lunch, which you haven't started your day yet, and I'm like in the middle of my day, and I'm like asking questions, and you're getting annoyed because you're watching serial killer shows at 1:30 p.m. when the rest of the world is working. For the record, I have started my day. I've probably answered emails already. I've gone to the gym. That's my lunch hour. Have you?
And I'm trying to make sure.
Answer emails after I tell you people want you to answer.
Sometimes, yes. Thank you to everyone who's gotten us through Hype Train Level 4. Through this part of Level 4, because we've got like 43% left to go, and we have to do that in 30 seconds. So we'll see what happens there. You can always subscribe, resubscribe, gift subscriptions, or gift some bits. Let's see. Anthony's shirt needs 2 speeding tickets on it to be complete. So this is my alt U.S. National Park shirt. Was this a gift from you? Lisa, thank you for gifting out a sub. I don't know if we're going to make it. It's a great question. I think we're going to fall short. Let's see. Did we get through?
David Lim,
David Lim, thank you for getting us through. Now we have to make David Lim's effort worthwhile.
How?
And get through Hype Train Level 5. Heather just gave us 500 bits, which will take us, I think, pretty far through Level 5 of the Hype Train.
Oh, I had bits here.
And Jen gifted out a sub, so thank you guys very, very much. You'll notice we've got drinks in front of us. We're going to explain those. If you are in the Seattle area, you're going to want to pay attention. We're going to basically be doing an event next week.
Well, we're going to be crashing an event.
Crashing, yeah. Oh, did we finally get through Hype Train Level 5? We did. Thank you to who came through at the end. Amanda O'Brien, Merbear,
Jen.
And Jen, thank you guys very, very much.
Thanks, guys.
For getting us through. It's a good feeling to get through it. I don't know if anyone gets through them as consistently as we do at our level of Twitch status.
Are we going to do, thank you, Radio Fam, are we going to do like a sub-only party like we keep saying?
Yes, we will.
I feel like that alienates people, but I want to give something to the people who have.
So the idea, and you need to be a partner for 90 consecutive streams to be able to do a sub-only stream.
We have to.
And here's what happens. We wanted to do the sub per party. So I wanted to put together this idea that we had on Cinco de Mayo. My voice is going, by the way. This idea that we had on Cinco de Mayo where every month we can celebrate a different nation and a different culture.
Yeah.
Right? And do
Cultural Foods Day.
Yeah, kind of. But one place. And what we'll do then is we'll create a recipe or share a recipe that we're going to make, a drink that we're going to drink, and then we'll all join and kind of just hang out.
So should
with
we
a theme.
Start with Italian and
we could start
Japanese?
with Italian. We could do that
because that's what we know. But
well, Italian heritage. There is an Italian Heritage Month, isn't there?
I don't know. My sister's in Italy right now on her honeymoon where J-Lo is, where the cast of Selling Sunset is. And I'm like, dude, and it's so frustrating because no one in my family ever travels. I'm the one that travels. So I don't know what it's like.
Well, didn't your parents go to Italy recently?
And they hated it.
Well, not recently, but before the pandemic?
They hated it.
Why? Aren't they Italian?
Yeah, because it wasn't Jersey Italian. They complained about they had a walk and there were hills. And I was like, I don't want to hear it. So
how many generations removed are your parents from the Italian immigrants
their great-grandparents came here? No, sorry. Their grandparents came
here. Their
here.
grandparents. Okay.
So their grandparents would slap them in the face if they knew how they acted. Back of the hand. So my sister's in Italy. And it's like, I'm not used to my family traveling because I'm usually the one traveling and hearing like, it looks awesome. I hate that you're there. And I'm like, send me pictures. I want to see more. It's very frustrating.
Is she taking good pictures?
Everyone feels when we are just doing a show from Jamaica for 2.5 weeks.
Is she taking good pictures though?
They're decent. Actually, no, I made fun of her yesterday because I was like, I should have got you a selfie stick for your wedding because they clearly propped their phone up on like the bed in the bedroom as they were getting ready for dinner to take a photo. And it was like an upshot. And I was like, you guys.
Can they just ask people to take pictures?
I don't know.
Or do you have like pick pockets in Italy?
They do. She has like her secure backpack.
By the way, if you're like, man, Anthony's voice sounds kind of crazy, and I'm going to be clearing my throat a couple times. I guess as things open up, we have to address this. People are going to get regular sick again. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be what happened because I did get, Carla and I both got COVID tests on Tuesday after going to a wedding, traveling back and forth to New Jersey.
I was like very sick. Like Tuesday, I took a turn. Like I actually feel great today. Mm-hmm. I was super sneezy. I was like, am I allergic to these cats again? Like, out of nowhere, I was sneezy. I was runny nose, like nauseous to the fullest extent. I kept thinking I had a fever. I didn't. And so I was like, I'm getting a COVID test because I'm like, this is it. This will be the time that I get sick.
So both of us got our COVID tests, little stick up the nose, and we are both clear from COVID.
They made us do it ourselves.
It's this weird thing that we're all going to have to remember, like, hey, you used to get regular sick.
Yeah.
It wasn't always the end of the world sick and still get tested and things like that. We're both vaccinated too, so I wasn't even really that worried. But at the same time, I was like, well, if there's the off chance that I did get COVID, I want to make sure I stay home for whatever, 10 to 14 days to make sure I don't spread it anymore. Yeah. And Washington, thankfully, and I can't say all of Washington, but King and Pierce County, which is where you would find Seattle and Tacoma, both still pretty low in terms of the rest of the country's COVID cases, comparatively.
Yeah, I mean...
Now, as you get further east, no offense to the people in Spokane, your numbers, not so great.
Well, so I'm traveling to Disney World in a few weeks with my nieces and my great-nephew, and I'm freaking so excited about it. And Disney World just announced today mask mandates are back for indoor only, which...
Oh, well, how often are you actually indoor in Disney?
Every time you're waiting in line for a ride.
Oh, so if you're like in a covered... That makes sense. Do you think that the staff at Disney will have a hard time making sure people keep their masks, like enforcing it?
Because Disney has your mask is off, you're banned from the park, and you're done.
Oh, really? So they take... Okay, that's cool.
Disney does not F around. I don't know. Mike and Court go there like every day they can tell me.
Let's see. Martha said their numbers in Wichita aren't great again either.
I just pictured there's like 6 people in Wichita.
No, Wichita's a pretty big city. I mean, it's not Seattle.
I guess I was thinking just Kansas. You told me you drove through Kansas and there were tumbleweeds.
Yeah, when you're driving... Okay, not through Wichita, though. When I was driving from... Where was I driving from? Oh, Kansas City, Missouri to Wichita. Between those two cities, there's not a whole lot going on, and I loved it. It was like driving in the middle of the ocean where you just look around and there's nothing around you. Yeah. You know when you're on a cruise ship and you look out and you're like, wow, I can't see anything else. That was the feeling, but on a highway.
Yeah.
And there were cows.
Crew Jim, why do you got to come in here with that negativity?
What happened?
Hope your tickets are refundable. Like saying Disney's going to close again.
I don't think Disney will close, especially if they're enforcing a mask mandate already.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Missouri has a new mask mandate. The interesting thing, excuse me, as I lose my voice. The interesting thing is, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and on Instagram complaining because that's where people go to complain in Facebook.
Like, where did people complain before? Just to
their friends.
Service lines?
Which honestly, part of me is like, I would much rather my friends complained to everyone else on social media rather than actually call me to complain about something. But there's a bunch of people, mainly from my high school, who were very clear that they were not going to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Which is, listen, at this point, I don't care. But the interesting thing is how mad they are that there might be masks again. And like, well, you can't tell me to wear a mask. It's like, well,
where were you 3 months ago?
It's like timeout. If you don't want to take the vaccine, I guess that is your personal choice and you can choose to not do that. However, there are consequences to doing or not doing certain things. And I think one of the problems that we ran into was when a lot of the states started lifting their mask mandates. The idea was if you are unvaccinated, you're supposed to still wear a mask. But everyone took it as, oh, I don't have to wear a mask anymore. So all of those unvaccinated people went back into the regular world. And Colin Cowherd, who's I think a really great sports talking head. I know he takes some weird takes, he states some weird things sometimes, but what I liked was last week I was listening to his podcast while we were off, and last week the NFL put some protocols into place for vaccinated and unvaccinated players. And some of the unvaccinated players were very angry, feeling as though the NFL was forcing their hand. Because basically long story short, the NFL said, if there is an outbreak within your team and we pin it back to an unvaccinated player, that team will forfeit their game checks and forfeit the game.
So they don't get
now,
paid?
They don't. But in my mind, here's what the NFL is saying. You're more than welcome to not get vaccinated, but you are required, and we're going to force you to make the proper decisions to not bring COVID into your locker room and not ruin the product for the rest of the teams and the fans.
I wore a mask everywhere yesterday. I wonder what's going to happen at Barry's. I have a class today.
So for what I've talked to my friend who manages LA Fitness in Ballard, and he said, as of right now, no one's really worrying in King County. But what Colin Cowherd said after the NFL came out with their new vaccinated rules and protocols was, in society, generally speaking, through everything, whether it's through the pandemic, through social justice, through civil rights, seatbelts even, 75% of a society's population has to drag the other 25% kicking and screaming.
What did I say yesterday?
Like a group project.
Like a group project.
And I completely forgot this was a thing, but he was like, listen, I grew up in the 70s, and there was actual outrage when seatbelts became mandated. And now we just think of seatbelts as like, oh yeah, of course you're going to wear a seatbelt. It makes sense. It'll save your life. It'll make sure that some poor EMT doesn't have to shovel you off the highway at some point and ruin their life from seeing that. So it's just interesting that a lot of the people who are unvaccinated also refuse to wear a mask and I understand those two things sometimes go together, but if you're unvaccinated, the least you could do is wear a mask. But here we are.
Yep.
Back to people putting on mask mandates.
What I'm seeing now, there's and this is just it's gonna happen everywhere. There's like 10 Seattle restaurants and bars now requiring vaccination cards, or you just cannot come inside. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna start happening. So then what's gonna happen?
What do you mean what's gonna happen? People are gonna get fake ones.
Well, yeah.
I've already heard people being like, "Oh, where can I get a fake vaccine card?"
It's like, but my thing is like, if you can get a fake ID, which scans. Like, why can't I just get a fake index card?
Yeah.
They're going to end up adding the vaccine to your government ID. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know, because then you'll probably have to do it with all the other vaccines.
Yeah, but we have those under control to a point where you don't have to get vaccinated right now.
I also think it's such a political thing that a regulation like that will never get passed, because you would need it to actually go to a vote, and that won't work. Nicole in Southwest Florida, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1. And I also noticed we had a new chatter. Where was it? There we go. First time chat from Deb R1112. Thank you.
She said a mask isn't such a horrible thing, and there are so many cool ones. Just mask up. Yeah, if we did that in the first place, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's true. And Sarah, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you very much. Now, Jesus, my voice, I'm telling you, if my voice makes it to the end of this show, I will be very surprised. Mm-hmm. It's right there.
I gave my sister all of our throat coat tea because she lost her voice before the wedding, so you're beat. I have to get some more.
That's right. I'll just go to Starbucks, get my, what's it called? Medicine ball. Those things they're actually really good too.
I know. They're super sweet. You're just drinking sugar.
I also think I may have lost my voice at your sister's wedding. And just that whole week of like meeting up with people, drinking more than I've drank in a while. And I don't think I really stopped talking at all in New Jersey.
You didn't.
So that'll do it. Drink some hot water with lemon. I got my green tea right here for now.
Caroline is just grooming herself as if there isn't a live show going on. Thank you, Sonali. Miney.
Couple of things we want to talk about.
Okay. What do you have?
Well, let's do the drinks.
Okay. Oh, do you have to open?
The bottle. I'll go get a bottle opener.
It was here, though.
Yeah, I took it downstairs because this isn't where bottle openers live. This table isn't where they go. This is a work table. So after the bottles are opened and the show is over, the bottle opener goes back to its home, which is on the fridge.
Got it. Yeah. Spicy
There are rules in this house.
There are no rules in this house. Yeah, the rules are that Anthony's supposed to take the garbage in and out. And you want to know what? We are officially the people on the block whose garbage is still outside on Thursday and garbage came on Tuesday because Anthony didn't do his chore. So there we are. Hi, Ricky. We're literally the sole garbage can sitting outside on the whole street. It's got our number on it and everything. Who wants to see my outfit today? It's a skirt, but like sweatshirt material, and it's a rental from Newly. My top is from Revel West. You can order online. It's a local but online boutique. And code Carla Marie should get you 15% off or 10% off the top.
What are you selling?
The company. I don't get anything. People want to see my outfit. Are you going to take in the garbage can? Because garbage was 2 days ago.
I thought I did. No?
It's the only garbage can sitting outside.
That's embarrassing.
I know.
I guess I can do that. Yeah.
And we got new neighbors. You know they have a lot of board games?
Huh?
The new neighbors.
Why do you know that?
Because I could see into their house and I was walking up the steps. I saw Settlers of Catan, which I never played. But they have a lot of board games. So I was wondering if maybe they want to play board games.
So I saw this comment from Jill in the chat on Twitch and said, who's hiring in New York?
Huh?
It just says, who's hiring in New York? Oh, no, that's Bren, not Jill. Sorry, it was right above Jill's. So Bren417 said, who's hiring in New York? How many people in the chat, and this isn't like, there's a reason I'm going to get to this. If you're comfortable, how many people in the chat are still currently unemployed or underemployed? Like you might be working for Uber or something like that, but that's not what you want to do. You're looking for something like full-time or more hours or something like that.
Chris just said, I never understood why putting the garbage can, leaving it out is a bad thing. How does putting it in a different place make it better? Because the different places behind my house where people can't just see dirty ass garbage cans on the street. Like garbage day just looks awful in the city because there's just garbage cans everywhere. Now it's just like basically sitting on our front lawn.
So let's see. DK said me. I'm assuming you're responding to me asking who's still un or underemployed. And my question is, and if you're cool with it, tell us where you're from. My question is, would it be cool? Because we've talked about this at different times, especially when we got let go. If we maybe during the show had a little thing on the bottom that said, for jobs, hit carlamarieanthony.com/jobs, and people can reach out to us with openings, and we can make a little like trusted,
our own LinkedIn,
like I don't know if I to call it LinkedIn,
Indeed.com,
job fair type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Life is a hike. Said I'm underpaid. Does that count? Yeah.
Yeah, that means you probably just still need a new job, maybe. But I wonder if we could do that because I know, like here in Seattle, Halal Guys is still hiring, and they have. I think they still have their $1,000. Give me a second. Are you kidding me? What are you, 6? Stop it. They Halal Guys still has like $1,000 signing bonus if you work there for 3 months.
Seattle Cocktail Club, who's commenting in here, I was just going to say we actually helped someone get a job there. Mm-hmm. And they also just said if you're in the Seattle or Tacoma area and you're interested in working events from time to time in a choose your own adventure kind of way, Gillywagon needs you. So Gillywagon is the company that puts on Seattle Cocktail Week and owns Seattle Cocktail Club and has supplied these lovely cocktails that we're going to sample.
So here's what I'd like before we get into this. Carla Marie Anthony at gmail.com.
Carla Marie and Anthony.
Carla Marie and Anthony.
You definitely didn't say the end.
My voice is going. Carla Marie and Anthony at gmail.com. If you are looking for a job or have openings at wherever you work, whether you're the actual hiring manager or not, maybe you just know that there are positions available where you work, email us, carlamarieanthony@gmail.com, and we'll start to piece together how we can do
This will be fun.
this Carla Marie Anthony job fair.
Do we get signing bonuses when people get jobs?
No, we just, I would
Yeah.
I would forego whatever signing bonus or fee, knowing that the people who support us are financially stable or better off than they were before, you know?
Yes, and it'll be great because then they'll be okay with playing our show in their office.
Oh, that too. We can. There are plants.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys heard of this new Twitch show? It's 2 idiots who got fired.
Deb, who was a first-time chatter, just subscribed with Prime. Hell yeah, Deb.
Thank you very much. All right, Carla Marie, drinks in front of us. What do we got?
Okay. I told you had to read this today, but I'm going to explain why. So, Boozy Bodega is happening next Friday. Location is undisclosed because it's top secret. I'm going to put the link in here right now. That's how you just sign up. It's free to sign up, and you'll get an alert where it's happening. But Chef Shota from Top Chef is going to be there cooking.
What are you doing?
Getting the menu. Cooking all kinds of things like a spicy sesame chicken sandwich. And I can't wait. But there's also going to be boozy cocktails. It's like literally going to look like...
Well, boozy is cocktails, right?
Boozy bodega is what I was saying. It's going to be look like an actual bodega. Hence why these look like drinks you would get at a bodega.
We've seen the setup. It is so cool. And what Gillywagon does in terms of like the attention to detail for their events is one of my favorite things.
The time is 4 p.m. Tacoma Swifty.
So it'll be 4 p.m. in the Seattle area. We do not have the location yet, but by next Thursday, we'll be able to post about it on social, talk about it on the show, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Possibly, depending on the time. But definitely, if you're in the area and you can make it, yeah, you'll probably have to be flexible on Friday, but we'd love to see you there.
Okay, so this is a Coca-San Rita.
Coca-San Rita, okay.
Okay, and you have to say that. You say it better.
Corazon de pasado?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's got tequila, orange, mango, chili, and lime in it. It's spicy, and I have been warned because I always order spicy drinks and then say it's too spicy. I don't want to drink it. So that it is spicy. So Coca-San is a blend of the Spanish and Japanese words for heart. And it's actually so Chef Shota's team created a restaurant on the show, and Coca-San was the name of the restaurant. It's actually, they won that challenge. And it was in the Restaurant Wars Challenge. Does anyone watch Top Chef? I should probably
a lot of people watch it.
No, in here.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking
I didn't mean
about?
it like that. I meant anyone in here.
Fred the Mailman says Corazon is a really good tequila. So we have his vote of approval. So these sticks.
So this is a tamarind. Do you say tamarind or tamarind?
Where
tamarind
is it?
Chili candy straw, which is like what you get at a bodega.
I haven't heard the D pronounced, but I'm not 100% sure.
Birthday song wild.
I had one of these when I was in LA at a Mexican spot with my cousin Michelle, and it's like a gummy thing. You can chew it.
That is spicy.
Are you okay?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone out there. Oh, there's some kick.
So good.
But that is kick, good. But this is really, really good.
Woo!
I feel like my throat's better, too. Is there cinnamon in there? What do we got?
Chili.
There's no cinnamon?
It's orange, lime, and agave flavors.
It does look like Tang, but I'll tell you what, if you're expecting Tang when you sip this, you're going to be very shocked.
Coca-San Rita. I think I like this one better than the watermelon.
Shar from Tampa said, I hate it when I have meetings at 11 a.m. Missed the first half. You know what? Just tell your managers and whoever else to stop having meetings between 11 and noon on the East Coast.
Which spice did you ask was in here?
Cinnamon? I said that on purpose, by the way. I know it's cinnamon. I said cinnamon first.
Try the straw tones, everyone said. No. Put it in. I'm going to not eat it because of my braces, I don't think I'll be able to get through it.
It's an interesting texture.
I'll flip the candy the other way.
Yeah, you want that in there.
But I wanted to eat the candy as I did it.
Well, then you can flip it back. Do you have to hold the straw? Is it too long?
I have to lose it.
Oh, yeah. So drinks like this will be what we're enjoying next Friday. Remember, not this Friday. It is not. What's tomorrow?
August 6th.
Yeah. Tomorrow's the 30th?
It is August 6th. Yes. Tacoma Swifty. Yeah. It's not like come at 4 and if you don't get there at 4, it's over. It's like the pop-up starts at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we'll be there for at least 2 hours, I think.
Yeah. It starts at 4. And yeah.
Ooh, and Amanda's off on Friday. That's awesome. Next Friday. Just keep it in mind.
Today. She said, literally said I'm off today. You read I'm off on Friday.
No, I'm also looking at Amanda.
Where?
Oh, I'm off today. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm an idiot.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe I'm drunk.
I love this.
It is really, really good.
I have a feeling a lot of spices on the bottom.
So swirl it together.
Okay. We go until 7 p.m. or until we run out. We can do that.
Let's make them run out at like 4:15.
Yeah. Let's do it. So tomorrow is my sister's 30th birthday. So tomorrow is her golden birthday.
Okay, 30 on 30.
And she's in freaking Italy. I'm so excited.
You've never gone?
No. Okay. Growing up, we always said we were going to go to Italy together. So like,
Who, you and your sister?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
real butthurt about this trip.
Well, she found someone to go to Italy with, another Italian. But I feel like, didn't you do a Europe trip or something? Where'd you go in Europe?
France.
Wasn't there a client that sent you there?
EF college break.
Yeah. Way after college, they sent you.
Yeah. I was at the, I think I was a little older than you're supposed to be, but I was like 27.
Okay. And what is EF college break? Like, what do they do? Why do they? Is it like a
group
exchange
travel
program?
No, I was there for like 5 days. It's group travel for young people, and you're supposed to go like, not go by yourself. Like you don't have to do that, but like they pair you up in rooms.
Okay.
But
with strangers?
In your group. I just burped right into the microphone. I'm sorry. And my boyfriend at the time came with me, and they let us stay in the same room.
Oh, this is awesome. Jordan Puyallup said, I plan on driving to work next Friday. And she normally takes the train from Puyallup up to Seattle. Plan on driving to work next Friday and just hanging out until the event starts. That is really cool.
Oh, that's
my birthday is right now.
Today?
Amanda O'Brien.
Acknowledge me.
Well, hold on 1 second there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
This is
happy birthday.
Spicy.
Morgan says Italy is a must.
Yeah, so my sister is at the Amalfi Coast right now, living the dream. Like, and it's funny because they truly, like, her fiance Sal, like, I think he's only ever been to, like, Florida and Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
a little different.
She keeps sending pictures of, like, his outfits, and, like, he clearly doesn't, you know how, like, everyone there, they just look like they're on vacation. Yeah. He's just wearing, like, his standard tank tops.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because you can tell he's American by him walking around. But
how many times has he tried to order chicken parm? And they're like, sorry, sir.
No.
That doesn't exist
They're
here.
not doing that. Did I say her fiance? Her husband. There was something I was just going to say about her. Oh, so connections, like when connections happen and different things, like I nerd out over this. So, and this chat, some of this chat will know who I'm talking about. If you've ever heard Elvis mention Psycho Phil or Phil, his wedding photographer, Phil Siciliano, his family lives like on the Amalfi Coast. And I had posted something on my Instagram story of my sister being there, like whatever it was. And he was like, oh my God, she's got to talk to my cousin. He actually does boat tours. I was like, I think they have a boat tour booked, but I ended up connecting them on Instagram. And he was like, this is his information. He does private boat tours or can do water taxi. And she was actually trying to get to a certain beach and couldn't figure out how. So Phil's cousin in Italy drove my sister and her husband to a beach this morning.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love this. So Jay Salcido 7 said, so when can we get these drinks you guys have? I don't believe they're for sale currently. No. So next Friday, Friday the 6th, is when there will be a pop-up event with Gilly Wagon, Boozy Bodega in the Seattle area. That's where you'll be able to get these drinks. And then, where was it? Nara said something in there. And Nara, this is really great. I got a text message from someone that I know who was at Fred Meyer in Ballard and said, oh my God, I'm at this Fred Meyer wearing my You Look Great shirt. And someone that works there was like, oh my God, I listen to them every morning. Love those guys. And I said, I bet you her name is Nara.
Did you spell it right though?
No, I actually said I probably butchered the way it was supposed to be spelled.
And was it?
And it was. And that was, I think, the first You Look Great on You Look Great action?
No.
Where someone actually recognized?
So on Tuesday during the show, we were getting texts.
Okay.
And after the show, we saw them. Our friend Steve, Roosevelt's Steve,
right,
and his fiance Becca were at lunch either in Jersey or New York. And they're like, this guy at the table next to us knows your entire life story. Becca is wearing her You Look Great shirt, and he was losing his mind that he actually saw it in the wild. I don't even know, like, because talking to Steve is like talking to a 90-year-old. Mm-hmm. So you only get bits and pieces of the story. So I don't actually
Very energetic 90-year-old.
Yeah. So I don't know the person's name that Steve spoke to or anything. But, and then my niece texted, like, we're just nerding out right now, but my niece texted me this morning. I didn't tell you this. Her boyfriend, Anthony, said, he's at work this morning and someone went up to him and said, how do you know Carla Marie Anthony? You were on their Instagram. And so I posted, he was wearing a You Look Great shirt to my sister's brunch after the wedding. And I posted it on our Instagram, and he was like, what is happening?
Oh, did you see this message from Seattle Cocktail Club?
I saw someone at the vet yesterday wearing a You Look Great shirt. Does that count? Was that you?
That was me.
Why were you at the vet?
Well, I was walking by the vet.
Oh.
Although I am hairy enough, they might take me.
They do grooming.
I could use maybe a good arm groom.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, when I see someone in the wild, like I told my family, it doesn't count because you knew I was going to be there. Mm-hmm. If I see someone truly in the wild wearing a You Look Great shirt, I'm either going to crash my car, fall over, pee my pants, cry, whatever. We're going to give them $20.
My friend Tim, who manages the LA Fitness here in Ballard, he bought a You Look Great shirt. He bought the blue hoodie to support me and Seton Hall, also because he likes the color blue. I do
love that color blue, though.
And he said he wears it normally every Monday now. It's like his Monday shirt to start off the week with a positive message, with some good vibes. And I think that's what I have liked the most about the shirt. And then there's another woman who I met only because of the shirt when we were wearing them often while the sale was actually happening. There's a woman, she's a nurse in the area. She also goes to the same gym. And she asked me, she goes, I want to wear one of those shirts. Me and my coworker were both nurses in the same place. We'd love to wear them to work. And she saw me a couple days ago and said that she had seen someone at Trader Joe's wearing one. And what I've liked about wearing the shirts, because now I have 3 cut-off T-shirts that I wear to the gym and I can kind of rotate through them. They all say You Look Great. I have one Carla Marie Anthony show one because I think it's weird to wear my name on my own.
Yeah, it is weird.
But I'm also proud of the show that we have, so there's that.
I have 2 and a T-shirt.
But the thing that I like about the shirt is that, and this is going to sound weird, but you have to hang with me for a second. When people see the shirt, generally speaking, they smile. Okay? When people see the You Look Great shirt,
yes,
they generally
100%
smile. And I think what it has done for me is when I'm wearing it and a random person smiles at me, it makes me remember like, oh, I'm wearing this shirt. And then I put on kind of a happier face, if that makes sense. I'm like, oh, I'm going to smile back at this person. And I'm going to make sure I'm not an a-hole. Like it's kind of being it's like a responsible shirt.
I will never not wear a You Look Great shirt flying because people are often like just in a tizzy. Like TSA, as I was walking through, he was like, the agent was like, you look great. I was like, you look great. He was like, thanks. It was like,
exactly. And I think the shirt, like when you wear it, and I'm not trying to get like too corny when it comes to just a saying on a shirt, but it does make you, I think at least, feel personally responsible to put people in a better mood because you have this billboard across your chest that has a positive message.
It's awesome. No, it's 100% true. Like you feel good because you know you're making other people feel good. It's great. Speaking of,
like, don't wear that shirt if you're in a shitty mood. Just don't do it
because people are gonna be smiling at you. Like, no, wear it when you're in a shitty mood. I'm putting a link in here. It's my tweet. I tweeted at National Day Calendar. I was like, hey, how do we make You Look Great Day a national day? So go like it, comment, retweet it, do whatever.
Did they respond?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see. There were 2 questions, or one statement, one question. The statement was, I believe, from Vicky, who said, after seeing everyone's pictures, I regret not getting more colors/options so I can wear it more often. She's referring to our You Look Great shirts. We're going to start planning probably next week. We're going to go through all of the numbers, what sold, what didn't sell, things like that. We're going to go through all those numbers next week and start planning for a fall/early winter launch. I think we'll probably for this round do the same thing where it's open for 2 weeks and then gets printed and sent out to everybody.
Yep.
If you have ideas, things you want to see, things you missed out on buying, you can also email us, carlamarieanthony@gmail.com. And then the other, this was more of a question, was from Belladonna2582. How did You Look Great start? I was late to the party and missed the story.
Got you.
Carla Marie, you want to take it over?
Yes. We had been desperately trying to find a fun phrase to say on the air. If you're a fan of Elvis Duran in the morning show, you know he's got "Hello, lady."
Yeah. And like it's a big thing too in morning radio, because I know our friends at your morning show.
They have my man,
and that's from intern John. I know our friends at the Woody Show in LA. God, they have All In, I think is what they say.
Bobby Bones used to have "Appreciate You."
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that anymore, but everyone's got something. And it's kind of like it's a feel-good thing to say when you're on the phone. So we wanted something. We didn't know what to do. And I kept trying to do, "How's your butt?" Like, I thought it'd be fun when people called in.
It was
like,
fun.
"How's your butt?" I'm glad we didn't do it. But we were walking to dinner with a boss years ago. And someone was on a bicycle next to us in Ballard, and we had a great conversation with him. Super friendly guy, and which is odd for a cyclist, never nice. And he rode away, and he was like, "Hey, you guys look great."
Yeah, he said like, "You look great. Enjoy your night," or something.
We were like, "What?" And then Anthony looked at me. He was like, "That's it," and that was it. We kind of ran with it from there, and kept saying it on the air, and people started calling in and be like, "You look great." We'd be like, "Oh my God, they said it." And it would be our way to say goodbye. Like, we didn't want callers to be like, "Bye," because it's like such an awkward thing on the air, and you're hearing people say goodbye.
Well, they also, proper radio, this is going to sound weird because I'm going to use the word etiquette. Proper radio etiquette is to actually not say bye
on the
air. You kind of just turn the person off, because when people are listening and hear someone else say bye, it's much like being at a party. When you see one person leave, you're like, "Oh, it's now okay to leave."
Yeah.
Which is why, and this is our friend Mike Schubert, who used to work at who still works at iHeartRadio. He Irish exited once, and I gave him crap for it because it was an event that he put together. It was with clients and stuff, and he went to the bathroom, never came back, and I gave him crap for it the next day. He said, "Yeah, but you know what? The best thing I could have done for everyone who was enjoying their time was just walk out and not say bye, because the second someone starts saying bye, you look at your watch, you look at your phone, and you're like, oh, this is probably a good time to leave. But if you just walk out, you don't put that pressure on anybody."
It's true.
And it's the same thing with talking to callers on the radio. Oftentimes they'll be gone. And you'll say, "Hey, thanks for calling in," which is kind of like saying bye. But yeah.
But yeah, so, and the idea of "You look great" was like, we couldn't see who was on the other end of the phone line, but we still told them they looked great because they do. So
yeah. So there will be more, I think, and this is going to sound weird because I never imagined people would be buying things that we create for a Christmas gift or a holiday gift or anything. But I think we're going to make sure that we do the sale early enough so that the 2.5 weeks or whatever it is,
you can give it to a coworker for your awkward Christmas grab bag.
And you'll hopefully get them by December 1st, really.
Yeah, we're going to see. So that's the plan. No, there will not be a Black Friday sale.
No, because we'll probably be done by Black Friday.
I just mean we're not gonna cut prices. You know, you can't cut prices on positivity.
No, there are no positivity discounts.
Okay. I see Kayla in the chat telling people in Spokane to go to the coffee shop. Do you own the coffee shop? It's called The Boulevard on Northwest Boulevard. Cool. Wear your "You Look Great" shirt. And she'll be there.
Do you get a discount?
No, stop. We don't give discounts.
Do you get a YLG discount?
No discount on positivity. Okay.
That would be cool though. And I'm saying down the road, if You Look Great and the shirts and the show all take off, if people started giving each other discounts and specials, you went to a restaurant wearing a "You Look Great" shirt and the waiter slides you the bill and all of a sudden it says 20% off. Yeah. You look great. Like a little secret society.
By the way, our friends at Halal Guys here, they all got crew necks, and I think I don't know if they're wearing them as uniforms.
I hope not during the summer because it's hot enough, and then when you're by a grill, but hopefully in the fall when it starts cooling off a little bit, they're all wearing "You Look Great" shirts.
And I know everyone's saying different things like beanies and kid sizes. We actually probably will do another survey and some sort of focus group to actually have this discussion with you guys.
And you can always email us if you have an idea.
We already got 2 emails about jobs, by the way.
We did? That's awesome. Yeah. But you can always email us if you have an idea, something you'd like to see, especially when it comes to merch, because I've got some wacky ideas that I want to do. I don't know if they're going to be possible with how we do our merch now. But you can always email us. It's carlamarieanthony@gmail.com. You know how many emails I get about sneakers and feet because of that one YouTube video that lives on from our old show about me selling foot pictures?
I know.
It's like a weekly basis. I get at least 2.
We get them to the show Instagram as well.
And now I haven't been rude because, listen, if it's your fetish, whatever, I don't care. But I've noticed there are people who are like, oh my God, do you sell shoes? And I'll say, I mean, I have, and here are some old shoes that are listed on OfferUp if you'd like to buy them. And then they start messaging back and forth, and I get to a point after like 4 messages, I'm like, listen, I can't go back and forth with you all day. Either hit the link or that's it, basically. Yeah. And most people have been like, yeah, you're right. I get it. Like, I'm not here to just be your like free fetish text line. Like, that's not how that works. And it's all because of our YouTube video. I mean, or our YouTube channel.
It's bringing in cash flow for you.
That's I mean, I've made a couple $100 off of it. Probably like $400 total.
It's more than we've made off of that YouTube video.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about something I posted yesterday on Twitter and on my Instagram, and I'm shocked by the response.
Okay.
So I posted on Twitter, and then I took a screenshot and put it on my Instagram. And on my Instagram, it got 11,000 likes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as a picture of me.
Words are powerful, apparently. So I posted, I cannot tell you how many times I wish I put my mental health before my job. I never felt like I could. I had 300 plus sick hours when I got let go because I used 4 days in 10 years. I will never let that happen again. Kudos to Simone Biles for putting my mental health first. And we're not going to debate Simone Biles. We're not going to debate points. We're not doing that. That's not where I wanted to go with this. The amount of responses of the conversations that are happening, there are teachers going, I feel like I can never take a day off because the kids rely on me. And I'm responding to them going, I promise you they're going to be okay and they need the best version of you. And there are teachers now having conversations like, I used to be like this, but I had to start doing it for me. And it's the coolest thing to see because it's clearly not just me who has that. Mm-hmm. I know Anthony's felt that way. I know a lot of us have felt that way. And I want to have like the mental health conversation in a second, but there are 2 people that commented.
Okay.
And said this. 1, oh my God, you got let go from Z100? I thought you left. And I was like, okay. I left Z100 5 years ago, and I got let go from iHeart last year. And then another person that was like, oh no, I'm going to miss you on Z100. How are you so far removed?
I think because we're still very much tied and associated with Elvis. I mean, he's been our godfather in radio our whole lives. And then we're still friends, obviously, with Scary and Sam and everyone there at the show. So because when we're back in New Jersey, we're taking pictures of them and stuff, I think people assume, if they're not following closely, that we're still there, which I appreciate.
But it's been a very, very cool and open and honest conversation. Our friend Frankie P, who's on the air in Miami, he said, I used to be like that as well. And then one morning I woke up and thought I was having a stroke. It was Bell's palsy. And ever since then, he's basically changed how he takes care of himself and the days that he uses. And it's just like, and the amount of radio people commenting.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of radio people, and this, you know what? That's not fair. I think a lot of people in general, not just in radio, you feel as though there are 2 opposite feelings you have when you're working that drive you to not take time for yourself. One of the reasons is if you take time off, you're going to get replaced or fall back or whatever. I wouldn't say that I felt that, but like the biggest fear for women in radio is maternity leave because you don't have it. Like I was racking up my sick days because when I first started, Danielle Monero said to me, save your sick days. There's no maternity leave here. Yeah. And iHeart's notoriously bad for that.
And I didn't know if I was going to have kids or not. And I was like, well, I want the time off. So that was part of the reason why I was like, gotta save, and never use. So it's like, just use what you have in the moment because you don't know when you're going to lose it for like anything in life. Not money always, but yes. And there's this big fear because if you're going to be out for something like maternity leave, say it's 3 months, they're not going to just let the show go on without you. They will put someone else in there. And it's normally going to be a younger, cheaper female. And the fear for women in radio is that you will get replaced by someone younger and someone who's willing to take less pay than you.
Yeah.
Just to get in. And it's fucked.
So there's that replaceability aspect, right? Where like, oh, if I take too many days off or if they think that I'm not committed, they're going to replace me. The other is the dream that corporations specifically, if you're a small business, it's probably not like this, but the dream that corporations sell that, the harder you work, the more you will be rewarded and the safer you will be down the road.
Yeah, okay.
Which, as we've learned, not just us, as everyone learned last year during the pandemic, that is a complete farce. It's complete nonsense. Mm-hmm. You will be, when the company needs to make changes, it usually comes down to a spreadsheet and you're a number, a name, and a salary. Mm-hmm. And they just figure out how they can make their numbers work regardless of how tough you were, what you worked through, how much you sacrificed. That very rarely gets put into the equation or even thought of. It's usually the executives protecting themselves and then just trimming the fat wherever they can. So when you look at it like that, it is a formula, like Carla Marie said. When you look at it like that, you just think to yourself, at least I do, is, oh, well, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm still going to put the best product out there. Regardless of what my job is, I'm still going to work to my... I know that I can work at a high level, and I'm going to work at that high level. But I'm also going to make sure that if I need to take a Friday off or something, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Our friend James, who owns Watson's Counter here in Ballard, didn't always own a restaurant. Mm-hmm. He worked for corporate, and he commented in the post saying his company changed their policy, and he lost 10 days. Like, you should go to your company and be like, well, I'm changing my policy. I get 20 days then. Like, why don't we get to do that back?
Yeah.
So... And we've talked about this plenty of times. Like, why are you giving a company 2 weeks vacation if 2 weeks notice? They didn't give us 2 weeks notice they were going to let us go, like, or anyone. It's not like, hey, your last day is in 2 weeks. No, just, and I'm not saying to treat your company like garbage either, but if they don't treat you properly, you don't stop feeling like you have to treat them like they're God back.
And yes, there are times where you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to work a little later. Those are all normal things. I don't think you have to live on one side or the other of the extreme. You don't have to be the person who burns yourself out every single week, and by the time Friday comes, you don't even want to see another human.
And you don't, like that.
And you also don't have to be the person who shows up later, doesn't care about anything. There is a middle ground that we can reach where you care about your job enough because you're responsible. Listen, at the end of the day, there is an agreement you made with your company, with your employer, with your boss, to get this job done and to do it well and to do it at a high level. Right. That is an agreement you made. That is your word. And that is your reputation in the career space, in the employment space. But you also don't have to kill yourself every week. There will be weeks that are tough, right? Like working at Z100 Jingle Ball Week is very tough. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of events.
Like you thrive off of that a bit.
But you know that it's going to balance itself later on because once the holidays hit, you're going to have 2 weeks off. So it's a balance.
So one thing that helped me a few years ago, Sam was talking about this on Elvis's show. It was realizing that your career is not your identity. And I started like wrestling with that after Sam said that. And it helped me by the time our career wasn't our career anymore, embrace the fact that that's not who I am. That is what I've done. And I always try to do this myself. Okay, let's go back in time to when people were created, right? Like, they didn't have jobs. What was their purpose? And I try to figure that out. Like, what is our purpose? Why are we here? Like, am I putting
well, before people had jobs, they were like farming and doing a lot of other, they were making their own shoes and weaving their own clothes. Like, you don't want to live that life.
But like, and you obviously have to adjust for the times, but like, we're here to live. We're not here for a long time. Enjoy it while you're here. And I said this on, I'm going to be on Lady Law's podcast, coming, I don't know actually when it comes out, next week, I think. And it was such a good conversation. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. But it was something, I saw a meme that said something like, we work our asses off our whole lives to retire at an age where it's not easy to travel anymore. You're not young. You're tired. You've got health problems. Like, you need to take the time to enjoy the life that you're working for now.
And here's a great example. And Carla Marie knows this better than anyone because she was part of a lot of this. There was an executive we used to work for, mainly here in Seattle. He oversees a lot of other places, but he was very dialed in to what we were doing in Seattle. And he would always use the whole, we're a family, we're in this together, blah, blah, blah. We're all working hard, not yada, yada, yada. And he was in the meeting through video call the day that we got let go. And now keep in mind, this is a guy who would call me on Sundays at 11 o'clock at night and wonder why I didn't answer his call that night. He would call me through the week at between 10 and there were times where I'd get text messages from him at 11:45 at night. And that's because he needed me for something. Mm-hmm. This guy who claimed, oh, we're family, we're in this together, we're going to, blah, blah, blah.
2 months before we got let go, we didn't hear from him. I mean, we heard from him every day.
He let us go. And from that moment, there has not been one single word from that person.
Please don't.
And this is the reason. I'm sure a lot of people had much better managers than we did. It's a very low bar to get over.
Yeah.
But those same people who were telling you, oh, we're a family, we do this together, it's probably because they're trying to trick you into doing something.
Culty.
They're trying to guilt you into doing something or answering a phone call or taking a meeting or driving down to Portland on while you're on vacation to meet with them, because they know that that's how they're going to get you to do the things that they shouldn't even be asking you to do to begin with. And those are the people that will hijack your mental health unless you are aware of what they're doing. And unless you fight for it yourself, because the last people that are going to fight for your mental health are your executives and your managers.
Yep. I know last week we had a similar conversation about people don't want to work, blah, blah, blah. No, people are understanding their worth. Mm-hmm. And listen, if someone's going to be lazy and not do their job right, that's another story. That's not what we're talking about here. And I know no one has said this in this conversation now, but a lot of it turns into people are lazy. People just want to collect a paycheck. No, like I want people to be like, they do a good job. Carla Marie does a good job. Anthony does a good job. I enjoyed working with them and it was worth the money, whatever it is. I hate this idea of the more you work and the more you burn yourself out, the better you are, because it's not. You're a shitty parent then. You're a shitty partner. You're a bad kid to your parents because you're not there to take care of them. Like, F that. Yeah. Take care of yourself first.
And I've mentioned this book a couple times, The Nordic Theory of Everything, that I'm currently reading, and I will finish it at some point. What I love that they keep coming back to every chapter, regardless of what policy they're talking about or what lifestyle, mental health, physical health, family, raising a family, whatever. The thing that they always go back to is the best relationship is a relationship where two independent people or two independent entities know that they are safe, know that they are taken care of, and know that they are healthy, and they are not dependent on the other one. Those are the best relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's child to parent. If anyone's manipulating you and forcing you to do things that make you live an unhealthy lifestyle or take time away from your family, probably not a great person. Let's see. H3, looks like Hexagon. First time chat. Thanks for hanging out with us.
She's a savage.
I don't know. Maybe that's you. What time? Oh, it's 9 o'clock already. Look at that. Let's see. My boss always said the same thing, that he valued me and our team couldn't survive without me. I worked like crazy for him, including when I was supposed to be on vacation. My company relocated, and I decided to pursue a different job. I thought he would at least ask me to stay. He didn't, and he has never reached out to me since. That's from Alicia in the 215 in the Twitch chat. And listen, that I think a lot of times managers, executives, CEOs will say things like, oh, it was a business decision. I'm really sorry.
No shit.
We need to start doing that as employees. If they say, hey, why are you taking those days off? It's a business decision. I have these days. I have to use them. I'm making that decision.
Yeah.
Can you work on the weekend? No, I can't. I already have plans. So that's a business decision.
There was a comment on my Instagram post from someone that said, every time I ask my boss, and literally ask, go into his office and say, hey, can I take the day off? They roll their eyes. And my response was, your boss can fuck all the way off. So just like.
Yeah, and like I'll always say, there is a balance, right? You do at some point have to work, unless you're like a trust fund baby and you've got billions of dollars in an account for you somewhere. That's great. Good for you.
Yeah.
But at some point we've got to work, but you can also take care of yourself while you do it.
Mm-hmm. Sammy said, I called out sick today and said I wasn't feeling good all night. And they said, okay. Oh, no feel better or anything else. Listen, at least they just said okay. I think that's fair. Allison said, I don't even include why I need PTO anymore. It shouldn't matter. I need the day.
Yeah.
It's true.
And a lot of it all depends on what your job is too. Obviously, some jobs your position might be a little more valuable. They might require more of you, and it might take a lot to replace you. Hopefully they pay you for that too. And also, if you've got sick days and you've got vacation days built in, the company, they gave you those. Yeah. So why are we meant to feel bad or made to feel bad when we use them?
That's why companies would give you unlimited everything. It's like people don't use anything because they're like scared. Like, what's the limit? And it's like,
well, and it's also why they usually let sick days specifically, not vacation days, they'll let sick days roll over so you can save them. Because the idea is, oh, well, if I don't use them, at least I get them next year. And then you'll do the same thing next year and you keep pushing them off like Carla Marie did until they fire you and you waste basically a month and a half of your life. How much is 300 hours? I actually have no idea. I made that up. 10 days? I don't know.
No, it's what? Well, I did multiple.
Nope, that's not it. Why'd you divide it by 8? Oh, because I was thinking hours.
It is.
I was thinking hours in a day, not hours in a work day. So 37 days, 37 and a half. So yeah, a month and a week.
7.5 weeks.
Oh, again, I'm
5
thinking
days.
5, not 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we have to be better at. And I think once our generation of workers embraces that idea, it'll change business and the way things are done forever. And it'll be a healthier working environment, hopefully, for everyone that comes after us. Our generation, our kids' generation, kids after that. We're all going to get into the workplace, and we want to make sure that people are taken care of as people.
Absolutely. Jay Mills, I just checked. I only took 3 hours of PTO so far this year. I got to get some vacation time scheduled. Everybody right now.
Well, also, it's interesting.
There's an awakening happening.
We say all of this now, though. No one was taking time off during the pandemic, and that's different because there was nowhere to go.
No, and my friend Tatum early on said this to me, which her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Tatum.
That was the least enthusiastic happy birthday I've ever heard.
She said not yesterday, early in the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I'm so burnt out working from home right now and I need a day off, but I'm so scared to ask for a day off because I know I'm not doing anything or going anywhere. I can obviously just turn on my computer, and I was like, dude, if you have the days and they're going to go away, like take a mental health day. Yeah. And she eventually started doing that occasionally, and it helped her a lot.
I will say, and we complain about our old managers all the time. We did have one. He was our program director. I'm probably going to go see him when I go down to Nashville, or I definitely will see him when I go down to Nashville. I remember when working from home started, and radio is a 24-hour business, so it's a little different. But the three of us, Carla Marie, myself, and this program director, were all on a group chat. And I think what happened for a lot of people, especially in the very beginning of the whole work from home movement, was people, because you were working from home, you didn't realize what time you were supposed to unplug because everything was the same all day long. And he was the one that actually texted us at one point. We were texting back and forth at like 9:30. He's like, guys, it's 9:30. Stop texting me for your own health. He's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to be programming music for the rest of the night, but you guys need to get rest and get ready for your show tomorrow.
He probably knew we were getting let go, and he's probably like,
maybe.
Shut up, guys.
No, I think this was early enough where we didn't know. Because the other guy wasn't fired yet, I don't believe.
Okay. So, moral of the story is, you don't.
How do we even? Oh, because of your post.
You don't use it, you lose it. So, use it.
Let's see. I took a week off during the pandemic. And had hardwood floors put in my office, and got rid of clutter. That's awesome. So I did a lot of walking and running around. Yeah, you can take time for personal projects too. That is totally okay.
It's crazy that I didn't do that, didn't take more time because, and I say that.
When? Just in general?
Taking time off.
Okay.
Because growing up, no matter what it was, my mom would take off of work. And she had a union job and had certain PTO. It was like the more you worked, the more you would get, or she could switch schedules. She literally would always take the day off. Or like
For what?
Anything. Like we wanted to go to the beach. We had a cheering competition, whatever it was. And she would like MacGyver her work schedule to make sure, because she could work any day of the week most times. So that she would be there for us. And it's like I saw my mom do that, and granted it wasn't kids, so she would always do it for us, and maybe that's why it didn't click in my head, but always she would do it.
Maggie, this is great. I wish we had this. Only time I bank PTO is when I want to quit a job and no unused PTO gets paid out. We did not get paid out for our unused paid time off.
It would have been nice.
What else do we have? There was something I wanted to say. Oh, and I think one of the different things with radio and people like you and Danielle, myself, Elvis, Scary, we probably feel this, is at a certain level, you wonder what you taking off is not how it's going to affect your managers and the CEO, but how it's going to affect the people that you have to work with on a day-to-day basis. Like if you, Carla Marie, took off on a day when we still had a radio show.
That was the problem. It would fall on Anthony.
It falls on me, and it does make my job a little harder. If I took a day off while the rest of the show was there, I mean, there's a lot of things that would have been a lot harder for other people. So there is this responsibility that we have towards one another, and that's a good responsibility to have. I'm not like,
because everyone has their own role.
Yeah.
It's not like if I'm not there that day, I'm not getting my work done. It's if I'm not there that day, someone has to pick up my slack. Whether it's at Elvis, someone's got to answer those phones. On our show, there were things that someone would have to do to jump in. If Anthony was out, we were screwed. Like you never took a sick day ever.
No. Probably should have a couple times. But, and that's, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a good or bad thing, right? I think that is just sometimes things just happen. You don't have to call them good or bad. I didn't want to make anyone's life harder in the studio. If it was just me taking a day off and my managers or executives feeling the change, I wouldn't give half a shit. But when it's people that I work with on a daily basis and care about, I want to make sure that there's some sort of balance there. There wasn't really a balance.
I took a sick day the week we got let go, I think, that Monday.
Well, maybe that's why we got fired. Maybe it's all your fault.
It's true. Because I did not feel good.
Yeah. And Nick Wax says it in the Twitch chat. My concern is for how my absence impacts my coworkers. And he says it is messed up because it's not your job to worry about your coworkers' workload. That is upper management. And yeah, if you have a good management system in place, then there's probably a good system in place.
Yes.
For when people are gone, because you can't control everything. So that is a very good point. Let's see. I think we're good. I think we can get out of here for the day. What do you think, Carla Marie? We're good? If you jumped in here late and you want to watch the rest of the video, obviously you can subscribe to this channel on Twitch, and you'll be able to watch all of our videos on demand right here. If you are not subscribed, we can send you right over to our YouTube page, Carla Marie Anthony Show on YouTube. I'm sure if you search Carla Marie Anthony, our page will come up. And normally it takes about 40 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how our internet is doing, to get that video up. So we will start that right now. See you Monday.
Bye. Caroline, say bye. Say bye.
She doesn't speak.
She doesn't want. She pushed the microphone.